Do you want to know how to look fearless when narcissists attack you, especially when you are in negotiations? I'm going to give you all the secrets in this video, so you do not want to miss this one. Hey there, I'm Rebecca Zung. I am an attorney. I am also a narcissist negotiation expert, and I have also dealt with narcissists myself. I have been under attack by them in the courtroom, in negotiations, in mediations, by opposing counsel, by clients, by opposing clients, by judges, all kinds of people. I know how to deal with them. I have a deep understanding of the psyche of them. And I have spent my entire career basically dealing with them, studying them, and figuring out this whole thing. And I'm sharing all my secrets with you right here on this channel. If you want to know exactly how to deal with them, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. Okay, so things have turned red hot. You are under massive attack. They're triggering you because that's what they want to do. They want to make sure that you're triggered. They want to destabilize you. They want you to feel paralyzed. They want you to feel powerless. That's their goal. It's not just, by the way, it's not just because they want to win. Yes, they want to win, but there's kind of like this other piece of it, because if they win, then it's over. And they don't necessarily want it to be over, because then the fun is over for them. Because part of the fun is the intimidation factor. Part of the fun is watching you squirm. Part of the fun is like, it's kind of like that nasty kid who just like takes the earthworm and like wants to pick at it and watch it kind of squirm, put pins in it and see what happens to it. Like that's kind of the fun of it for them. It's almost like an experiment. They enjoy it. So how do you look fearless when they're like enjoying that? So I've come up with this acronym. It's called C.O.O.L words, and it's to help you remember what to do when they are trying to stick it to you. Because a lot of times, by the way, they know you, especially if it's in a divorce situation or a business partner dissolution or something where they've really gotten to know you well over the course of many years. They know what your Achilles heels are. They know how to get to you. They know exactly what is going to needle you. So, C.O.O.L words. C. C stands for chill out, take a break. First thing you can do is just walk away. Say, I need a moment. I need to walk outside. I need to take a breath. Go throw some cold water on your face. Go to the restroom. Take some fresh air in. Just get away from the intensity of the room. Just doing that for a few minutes will make a huge difference. You have the right to just walk away for a second, change it up a little bit, especially if there's a mediator. If you happen to be in a mediation setting, maybe even say, you know, I want to talk to just the mediator for a second, or maybe have just the lawyers talk, or maybe ask to have a different dynamic as far as who's talking to whom. Even just that can kind of cool the temperatures down in the room for a second. Okay, so that's C. That's the first C. The next letter is O for C.O.O.L words. All right. So O. O stands for observe their behavior. You're just observing their behavior verbally to them, without emotion and without judgment. So you say to them something like this: I can see that you're upset. I can see that you're angry. You might even ask them, what's making you angry right now? Get them to verbalize it. So you're just observing. You're observing their behavior to them. You're just kind of taking yourself out of it by doing that. and you're asking them to explain their behavior to you without emotion, without defensiveness, without judgment. You're not getting down into it with them by doing that. So that's the first O. The second O, we're working through the word cool here. The second O is observing the situation as if you're a bystander. So the first O is you're observing their behavior to them. The second O is you're observing the situation as if you're a bystander. So this is where you're actually taking yourself out of the entire situation as if you're not even part of it. It's almost like watching a 2-year-old having a tantrum on the floor. They're screaming, they're yelling. You don't feel like you need to get down on the floor and scream and yell, right? You usually just watch them. This is almost helpful, like as if you're watching a football game, or you're watching a wrestling match, or you're at a hockey game and you're seeing like those guys, like they start fighting, right? Because it helps you to start to not take things as personally. Because remember, the way people treat other people is always a direct reflection of the way they feel about themselves. Highly recommend the book, The 4 Agreements. One of the 4 agreements that you make with yourself is you never take anything personally, because the way people treat other people is always a reflection of the way they feel about themselves. Observing the situation as if you're a bystander is something actually that Judge Lynn Toller also recommended when I interviewed her, and you can definitely check out my interview with her on this channel as well. And we'll make sure we have a link to that here as well. So definitely check that out. The next letter is L. We're working through the word cool. So we've done C-O.O. Now we're doing L. L is let it go by you. You're just literally watching the words that they fling toward you just go by you. I just think of it as like when I was a kid, and I used to play dodgeball. Like they would make us, not willingly, by the way. Hated that game. But when they would make us play that game in PE, they called it PE, and they forced us to line up against the wall. Do they still make kids play that game? Horrible game. They force you to line up against the wall, and the boys would fling the ball at you as hard as possible. And you would like try to dodge the ball. Anyway, so you just kind of like watch the words go by you just like that. Like you just go past them. The words go by you, and there they go. And you're just observing them go by you, and they don't touch you. And that's what you're going to have them do. You're just letting them go by you. That's L. All right. And then words. This is my favorite part of this. You use mantras, words, power words to keep you grounded. And so what you do is you actually have power words in front of you. So they could be words like power, strength, leverage, resilience, confidence, or control, whatever it is. And you just have 1 or 2 of them right in front of you just to remind you of who you are, what you're doing there. And you don't even have to have the whole word written out. You can just write P for power, something that's going to keep you grounded, keep you feeling strong. It could be just a symbol, something that when you look at it, it's going to remind you of that word. In the book, Think and Grow Rich, which I also recommend, Napoleon Hill talks about that power of auto-suggestion, which is a way for you to reprogram your brain and your neuronal patterns. And so by having these words there, something that is in the room with you when you're in that situation, that high emotion, that tense and intensive situation, it's a way for you to remind yourself who you are, and you're going to be less likely to be triggered that way. It's reminding you that you're a badass. You're a badass. And that badass self of yours is going to stay in that room, and it ain't going to go anywhere when you're under attack, so that you can remain looking fearless. So you're going to write a power word right now in the comments. What is your power word? I want to see the power words right there in the comments. What's your power word? Write it down for me in the comments below. All right. So remember, cool words when the emotion heats up during the negotiations. And if you like this video, give it a like, give it a share, put your power word below, and make sure you subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell. Grab your free Crush My Negotiation prep worksheet. Make sure you get that. That's at winmynegotiation.com, by the way. And also join my free private Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. I'd love to see you in there. Come join me in there. Join my membership, my brand new Narc Slayer membership. You can join me there at Slayer Negotiation / join the club. Would love to have you in there as well. And remember that today is always a great day to start negotiating your best life. I'm so happy to have you as part of our community. We are here to support you. I'm Rebecca Zung, and I will definitely see you in the next video.